is low. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. Whoa, the camera angle is weird today. I'm your host, Rod, here in, it's Blizzard, Philadelphia today, you guys. It's Blizzard, Philadelphia today. It's blizzarding everywhere. It's ridiculous outside, so I hope you guys are having way better weather than me. Again, this is Rants About Tech, where we talk about the eInk news, the tech news of the day. This is show number 256? 265. Whoa, I'm cutting myself short here. Show 265 for this Monday, February 23rd. I got some of my really good friends in the chat here. I appreciate you guys for being here. Good morning, BM. How you doing, sir? Good morning, Mr. Rob Perkins. And we got Aaron in the chat today as well. So I appreciate you guys for being here. I hope you guys are having some good weather. I hope you guys aren't snowed in. It's a state of emergency here in Philadelphia. So it's gotten real quick here. My blurry background isn't as blurry today. You're seeing more than I wanted you to see today. This is crazy. But I'm glad you guys are here. This is going to be one of those slow shows because I know that everyone's home. A lot of people are home because of the snow in the Northeast. A lot of cities are shut down. New York City is shut down. A lot of school closings and a lot of things like that in the Northeast. So I hope everyone's being safe and hope you're keeping warm. If you're in the Northeast and anywhere else that's cold. We don't really have tech news to talk about today. This is like the title suggests. This is the Nib, Nothing But The Nib, and the Whole Nib. I said that out of order, but you get the point. This is just, I'm talking about my progress and ceramic nibs and plastic nibs today. So that's going to be the tech news and the eInk news and the Randos stuff today. That's going to be everything. But we do have some like actual random stuff to talk about. And it's not just really talk about. It's just when I see random stuff, I'm like, oh, this would be interesting to throw on the live show to see what's what. But first things first. While we're going through for the people out there who have kids, this is a question I heard a lot about, and I heard it first on a show I listened to called Stuff You Should Know. If you don't listen to Stuff You Should Know and you're a podcast listener, check out Stuff You Should Know. It is great. Anyway, one of the topics they were talking about was free range kids, and I'm like, what the hell is a free range kid? Is that like a free range chicken? Do they just graze? But free range kids, parents should just let their kids go and kind of, find their way and feel their way throughout the world and do it on their own terms and learn the lessons and mistakes from doing this. And I thought that was a very interesting topic. So I wanted to put out there to you guys. How many of you guys, or if you have kids, or cats go into this conversation? Do you let your kids or cats run free range, go outside and just do their own thing, come back? We used to call that when I was a kid. We used to call that your mom sending you to the store. That's what, it wasn't called free range kids. It was like, oh, does your mom send you to the store? Oh, okay, then that was the thing. For cigarettes, no less. Let a 5-year-old kid walk in a store, buy cigarettes. That's for my mom. That used to be a thing. What else? I had to go outside the other day in this snowstorm, last night, and I was trying to put a do-rag on with gloves. So, PSA to anybody trying to put a do-rag on with gloves, don't. Take the gloves off, put your do-rag on, then don't be lazy, then put your gloves back on. That's the proper way to do that. Okay, all right. That's all the random news we got to talk about. Is there anything out there tech-wise to talk about though? I've been dealing with the snow and everything, so I'm not versed on all of the tech news today because dealing with the snow. But I did find a story that I thought was pretty interesting about. It's more stories about Apple and their March 4th release plans, but products that Apple's talking about releasing I thought might be interesting to talk about. So let's dig into that real quick. Apple's first event of the year will reportedly bring at least 5 products over a 3-day blitz. And anytime Apple launches something, it's a big deal, right? And I'm genuinely interested in what they release and talk about for this particular show. Jay, how's it going? Good morning. Rod, do you think Onyx is going to listen to my request on Reddit? I saw that. Sylvia jumped pretty quick. I don't think they would do that. Only because they're right now, at least, it's going to be hard to do a different type of machine than what they've been doing because of the ramification right now, the great ramification. I think that any new device is going to be hard to do right now. I mean, I know you've been keeping up with this stuff, Jay, but the video game industry is hurting right now. All industries are hurting, and I think you were the one who told me about the Western Digital hard drive shortage. But the point is that I don't think anything new is hitting anytime soon. Established, I think companies are gonna only work with right now, for at least for the next year or two, established brands they know, if I put the money into these components, that this device is going to sell. I don't think anything risky is going to happen in the next year or two. I really don't, Jay. It would be nice. It would be nice. Have you gotten any added response to that that we don't know about? You got some behind the scenes comments? Yeah, it's bad out there with respect to components. Yeah, I think under a different climate, Jay, I think that argument would spark some interest. But with the great ramification going on, it's going to be hard to put a new IP out that you don't know will succeed. It's like remember back when the pandemic was in full swing, and back then it was hard to get electronics then too, right? I mean, prices for everything was inflated for electronics, because people were having a hard time getting components out of China, right? So that messed up the whole logistics for a lot of people. But during that time, I remember car makers at that time were having a hard time getting CPU components for their cars. I mean, if you don't know, cars are just computers now. I mean, they're just computers on wheels these days. But the CPUs for cars were really expensive, right? And people were having a hard time getting these. So a lot of car manufacturers stopped during the pandemic producing their lower end vehicles. They stopped producing the lower end vehicles because they were like, well, if we're going to put these components into something, we want to get the most money out of it, right? So they only started putting those components and only started revving up or keeping consistent their more top tier luxury lines. And that was a thing for a while during the pandemic. And that's the same thing that I think is going to happen here. People are going to be saving their components, saving their resources and their R&D for things that they know they can get money out of. Nothing risky is going to happen in the next year or two, I don't think. And I also think that's going to start happening where the top tier stuff is going to get the most components, and people's entry level devices. I don't think we're going to see a bunch of entry level stuff while this is going on. Palm says, Professional J, don't they already have models in China that they could just tweak? I thought I remember seeing black and white front lit models with EMR. That's a good point. The risk factor is the reason I suggested Kickstarter, though. It lets them get the capital up front, assuming it's not prohibitively expensive and people are willing to pony up the cash. Good point. Also a good point. I still think it's a bit of a. Well, I guess you're taking the risk out when you do Kickstarter, right? You take the risk out and you say, well, who wants this thing? And we'll sell it to those who want it. But you also have to remember what kind of hit Onyx would take brand-wise if they did that, didn't get the response they want. Because you got to think, if they only got 10 people, they're not going to make 10 runs of that thing. They need a certain threshold. They have to hit a certain threshold of sales for it even to financially make sense to them. And what happens if they don't hit that threshold? And then they have to cancel the Kickstarter campaign. Now their brand name takes a hit for something they didn't have to do. There's a lot of factors in this. And I think that even if they did a Kickstarter, I don't think they would get the response they want. Because of what the pricing would have to look like. Which is, again, why I think they won't put out any entry-level devices anytime soon. Like all this entry-level stuff we've been seeing, people taking risks, that's going to stop. at least for the next year or two. All right, what do we got here for these Apple devices here? Radio wise, if you've been thinking about upgrading your Apple products, according to Bloomberg, Mark Gurman says Apple will announce at least 5 products starting on Monday, March 2nd, and extending to its scheduled experience on Wednesday, March 4th. There's a long list of potential options that Apple could announce next month, but Gurman is confident in a few. According to the report, Apple is very unlikely to reveal the low-cost MacBook, especially considering the event's logo's choice of colors that could reference the new laptop colors. Gurman also predicted that Apple could announce the iPhone 17e since the predecessor was launched last spring, and an iPad Air that's updated with the M4 chip. That sucks. Amy just upgraded her iPad to the iPad Air, and I'm about to tell her to take it back because they're about to release a new one. But the Note, yes, Sean, but the Note X5 has a older Carter 12 screen. I talked about that in the post a bit. They don't like to go backwards in the international market. Yeah, that's a bad look. Medj, how's it going? Good morning. Wacom tablet and pen better than iPad. Yeah. What's it like being a Reddit outlaw? Yeah, Mitch, did you get banned on Reddit? What's going on, bro? I caught the tail end of that whole beef. Mitch is an outlaw in here. You got your 6-shooter with you? Air. All right. So anyway, the Air is gonna probably be updated with the M4 chip, and I swear hers has probably the M2 chip in it. They probably skipped 2 generations of that thing. Previous rumors point to Apple getting ready to drop the upgraded MacBook Pro, which will likely have M5 Pro and Max chips, and the new MacBook Air with the base M5 chip. If that wasn't enough, Apple could even debut the refreshed Mac Studio, which I am actually looking at. And not that I need it, I just think it's cool. And a new Apple Studio display, since the 2 desktop-oriented options are already expected to release in the first half of the year. And I mean, the 16e, we're definitely probably going to see that. iPad Air M4, probably definitely going to see that. What does Mitch got here? Mitch says, I did get banned. Started a new account last night, no doubt. Always stay strapped, homie. Oh man. Yeah. So I think that's pretty interesting though. But that's like I said, there's not much news I had to talk about here. There was no big things happening in the news today. Someone mentioned something about eInk. What was that? Someone in the Discord mentioned something about in the eInk space. Let me get to that real quick, chat. Supernote is about to add calligraphy pen option, already available for testing. So I guess what I thought was their calligraphy pen was just a pressure sensitive pen. So they're going to add calligraphy. I wonder what that's going to look like. I'm going to have to push that to the update. Anybody seen that? I'm probably have to show that on tomorrow's show. I think their pens are really good. I love their standard pressure sensitive pen. I love that pen. I love the way the ink looks on the Nomad when you're using one of their pens or one of these new ceramic pens they have out that are coming out everywhere. Boy, ceramic is everywhere. But the pens are garbage. So there's tons of room for improvement. It's ceramic attached to a Boox garbage. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you attach ceramic to some Boox trash? Like, that doesn't even compute. All right, so let's jump right into the big thing I want to talk about today. So, I have a couple things. I gotta fix my top-down camera, chat. It's looking a little soft. I don't know what's going on with it. The colors aren't good. You know what? Maybe I can check that. One second. All right, chat. I figured out what it was. I got two things happening. 1 second. Okay, there we go. There we go, chat. We got that straightened out real quick. Lickety split. All right, what we got going on in the chat though? Oh, and the only other thing I was gonna add, I got a Nomad and installed the private cloud server. You got a Nomad? Listen, let's get the applause going. Jay got a Nomad. What? Why, Jay? How? When? What happened? Is the world coming to an end? That's all I want to know. The snow's happening. Jay got a Nomad. I don't know what's going on. They don't lock you out of anything. All the data they sync is in there. Ooh, it's pretty incredible. The private cloud server thing is pretty incredible, says Jay. You know, I mean, if anybody was going to dig that, it'd be you and Mitch. You know what I'm saying? I knew you guys were going to dig that. The Move Link pad. Ooh, I've seen the I've seen that Move Link pad. That's the Wacom thing, right? It looks impressive. I gotta get me one of those to make my sketch work. You know, I'm lying. I love sketching on eInk, so never mind. I was about to say just something to sketch on, but you know what? I wouldn't mind that for when I have to do Photoshop work in like my photo editing and stuff for thumbnails and all of that. To like really, really dial in my what do we call that? Really dial in my background removal. You know what I'm saying? Really dial that in. I wouldn't mind a little tablet to do that. You know what I've been using? You know what's so funny? I've been using the Manta as a Wacom tablet for when I have to do when I have to edit pictures and I'm trying to do cutouts. You know what I mean? Trying to do background removal and all of that. Oh my goodness, the Nomad is good for that. I love it. I wish it had a little more features to it, but I totally expect Ratta to flesh that out a little bit more, and I would be so happy. Then I wouldn't need a move ink pad, whatever that thing is. For you to access, there are a bunch of obvious rectangular file integrations for sure, among other things. I may even be able to get Notable on Boox to sync to it. Ooh, that's impressive. I love the work that you and Mitch are out here doing, man. You guys are doing God's work, okay? For sure. I appreciate that. What else we got? Yeah, I think that was it. I definitely want to see that fountain pen for the Supernote though. I definitely want to see that fountain pen. Where we at here? Oh snap, we're doing good today. If you're liking the show today, give me a like. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed already. And typically we do a bunch of tech news at the top of the show, and then we jump into some random stuff, and then eInk stuff. Today's show is gonna be a little different if you're new here. But typically, we do a bunch of tech news at the top. Join us Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to kind of whenever if you enjoy that kind of thing. But yeah, so I'm moving on to the real meat and the potatoes of the show here today. Can we get the top down camera going? Is it going to work for us today? All right. I'm so excited, you guys. So I'm going to be sending all of this stuff I'm talking about today is going to get sent out to the testers who graciously test nibs for me. And when they don't work well, they don't shoot me down with a shotgun. They're like, listen, this is not good. These are the things. Here they go. And I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. The feedback. Thanks for not shooting me down. All right. Anyway, let's dump these out. Actually, I wouldn't mind getting something a little more solid. There we go. Okay, you know what? I'm going to use this tablet, so I can't use that as the background. Ooh. We will use the Manta. We'll use the Manta cover here as the background until it doesn't work for us. Okay, so let's dump these out. All right, so this is, can I get down even further? Oh boy, there we go. I want to get down further. I don't know why I can't, but we're good here. All right, so, we're gonna put these in order here. So this is I don't know if you guys know what have seen one of these outside of the sleeves, but that's the crystal nib right there. But through any events, let's put these in order. So right now, I'm so excited. So right now, we've already talked about this. This is the first nib, or actually here's the first one. So this is the first crystal nib. This is how the crystal nib looks right now. Can I bring that up even further? Will it matter? Nope, it starts to get blurry. Okay, we're gonna leave it there. All right, so this is the first crystal nib right here, and can we get a good look? Oh boy, oh, there we go. You can kind of see the nib there. I wonder if I can get a better look at it through here. Yeah, that's actually a better look. All right, so you can see this is how the crystal nib is right now on the site. Right, it's in a lamy sleeve. Oh, there we go. It's in a lamy sleeve, and yeah, I do like this material. This plastic is really rugged, and it's definitely injection molded, and it's probably nylon. And I don't have access to that, but you know what I do have access to? I got access to tenacious resin from Ratta, which is really good. So that's how the ceramic or the crystal nib looks right now. This is the first iteration of the new nib that I wanted to make. Can we get down here? Oh, there we go. This is the second iteration. This is what I sent out to testers before. And I had to do a lot of sanding on this. And the back end here, as you can tell, is kind of exposed. You can see the nib coming out of the back end of the sleeve there. So I had to do a lot of things, and that needed to be sanded down. So a lot of work had to go into making this work, and they still didn't work. I still couldn't get all of them to work all the time. Like, there was still some issues with this. And that's because of the printer, and the design of this was my first attempt, and it wasn't very good. It was okay, but it wasn't very good. All right, so now, fast forward, we have these nibs now, which is, I wonder if I can go ahead and use this. I'm gonna take the Note Air 5C out of the case and just use this, because this makes everything show up a little bit better. There we go. There we go. Now we can see what's going on here. Irwin, how's it going? Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. So again, let's put these up here. So crystal nib. Oop. Oh, where'd it go? Uh-oh, here we go. So crystal nib right here. And this is the first crystal nib inside a sleeve. And what do we got here? The next thing we got up here is my first iteration of what I was hoping to get out of this, which was these right here. And these were okay. But again, like I said, I had to do a lot of sanding to get these down. I didn't make this right here. So this is all materials bought from other manufacturers. This is all me. I made every part of this, the nib, the sleeve, everything, putting it together and all of that. Again, this is another version 1 of my own nib here. Again, these didn't work all the time. They had the little bit of the ceramic poking out of the back here. I had to do a lot of sanding in the head, a lot of the sanding in the back end. It was just too much work. So I wanted to streamline that and make a better design. And that's when I came up with this design here. All right, so now we have this design. And it works flawlessly. So now we have a better looking design. Let's try to, can I get these up here to kind of compare how they look together? There we go. So this is the old design here, and this is the new design right here. And you can see they look a little bit different. I think the new design is a lot more intentional in its look. It's flawless in how it works and fits in. I do like the transparency on the old one though. I can probably get that kind of transparency on the new one too. I just didn't put it through the same process. But that's probably going to be an option. So just something to think about. So these are ceramic nibs here. I call them the crystal nib. And I'm just going over it for people who are just joining. I'm going over the different iterations and how I got to this final product right here. And just my journey. All right, so we have that. So those are the progression right there, right? The nib came, then I used a lamy sleeve to put my ceramic inside of that, and so we can put those inside whatever pens we want. And then we have these here, which I made myself, but it took too much time. The design wasn't what I wanted, and that led me to this final design here, where it's the perfect size. There's nothing hanging out of the back here, as you can see. So I don't need ceramic hanging out of the back like I needed on this particular design. And it just, like I said, it just looks way more intentional. And now I showed you guys that one already, the clear. Now we also have, I finally figured out this is going to be my black. It's really a transparent black, but it's the same design as the clear, using the same mixture of Tech engineering resin. I used the Tech, what do we use? Tech Blue, which is their tough resin for this. And I used Tech Blue Lava for this one right here, which lava is their black color. And I mixed both of those resins with some Tech Tenacious to give them that really nice malleability and the ability to stay together even if the ceramic inside the sleeve gets broken or cracked or whatever the case may be. You'll be protected with both of these nibs because it will stay together. And I've shown that with this particular nib right here. Let's see if we can there we go. So I showed how I basically cracked this particular nib into many different places, and you can tell that it's broken because it's bending. And if it wasn't cracked or broken, it wouldn't bend. You see, it's bending right there. And it's bending at the head here too, because I broke it actually, let's break it at the head. I don't think I broke. Oh, I did break it at the head. You can see it's bending right there at the head. So there's multiple breaks in this particular nib right here. But it still works. And I was able to take it out of put it in and take it out of the stylus. So let's take a look at it now. So I'm going to put this broken one into the stylus now. So as you can see, it's in the stylus. And I can use this broken one on another device. Ooh, I don't want to show that. Ooh, that was, yeah, we can't put that out there in the ether yet. Oh, God. Oh, okay, there we go. We can put this out there in the ether. Okay, so as you can see, it still works. Even though it's broken in like 4 different locations. That's like a testament to the resin and the tenacious being added to that particular resin to give it that toughness. So, but now let's take this out. Like I've already showed you guys that the clear ones work, right? So again, this is that cracked one we took out of here. So I've already showed you guys the clear one, and now here's the black right here. And this is going to be for people. And Dr. Ling mentioned in some feedback that it was kind of hard to see the nib with the clear sleeve. I like that look, but for people who are like, yeah, I agree with that, you have this option right here. Can we? Oh, Sony. Why Sony? Oh, I want to get a better picture of this right here. Oops. Oh, that killed my little beautiful lineup I had going. Let's get my lineup going back, chat. Let's get the lineup back. There we go. We got to fix that lineup. Okay. All right. There we go. Get those out of the way. We don't need to show those yet. Okay. This is actually a broken one right here too. This is a non-broken one here. But this is actually a broken one as well that we can use. But to any event, this one is not broken. And as you can see here, can we see? Yep, there we go. It's got the crystal nib in there. And you can see the head of it is very visible. It's an opaque head, so you can see the crystal nib tip. And if I put a Supernote nib in here, you'll be able to see the Supernote tip easily as well. So for people who want that kind of look, I got this. Let me go ahead and put this in here. And let's go ahead and write on this. And I'm putting these all in a Lamy just to show you guys that these work here. They work really good, and it feels really good. And here's how it looks with the black head there. You can barely see the nib. Oh boy. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so that's how it looks in the Lamy right here. Oh, that's too close. All right. So, all right, now that we got that out of the way, I wanted to put this in a different pin as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this pin in the Amazon Scribe, Scribe Colorsoft. There we go. The Scribe Colorsoft pin here. We're going to go ahead and put our nib in there because it will fit any standard EMR pin. And this is just a good way to get ceramic on your nice EMR pin that you have, because most ceramic pins that are being sold right now, if it's not from Supernote, are pretty garbage when it comes to ergonomics and all of that. But if you have your favorite EMR pin, you don't really have to go with what someone else is doing. You can just use your own pin and just stick a crystal nib in there. Or where is Joe? There we go. I wish that their thing would. Oh, it does. There we go. All right. So here we go. Here we go with the crystal nib inside of the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft pin here, and we got the Scribe Colorsoft right here. So let's go ahead and take this out. So it works flawlessly and all standard EMR pins. So this is something you can use in any standard EMR pin. All right, now, what else do we have here? Oh, we can also put this in the Remarkable 2 pin. I don't suggest people use ceramic on the Remarkable 2 screen, but just to show that it works in multiple different EMR styli. So we're going to put this. This is the Remarkable 2. Can we see? Yeah, there we go. This is the Remarkable 2 pin right here. And we're going to go ahead and put the ceramic in here, or the crystal nib in here. There we go. And we'll use this on the Manta, since we haven't written on the Manta yet. So we'll use this on the Manta. Don't mind my lab notes. Oh boy. Oh, it's sleep. I didn't know it. Okay, so we got the Manta here. So it works in all standard EMR pins, and they're flawless, man. I'm so happy with this. So super duper happy with this. All right. What else we got here? One more demo I wanted to show is, oh yeah, for the Norris. So I don't have any of these new crystal nibs for the Norris yet. I've just been trying to perfect it for the standard EMR pins. But now that I have it perfected for these, I'm going to start working on the Norris variant of those, so I can have those as well. But next, I'm going to show, what do we have? Oh yeah. So this right here is a nib that I made out of a material called Rigid 4K. And this is a resin from Formlabs. Oh, and by the way, I did get my Formlabs Form 4 working again. All the problems I've been having with my printers were my fault. So let me explain. What I did was I moved my printers from the other room because I had moved them to the different room, and I was like, it's too much back and forth, and I like to be around all of my stuff when it's happening so I can work. And the resin smell became too bad in other parts of the house. So I was like, okay, I'm moving it back into the studio. So, but when I did that, I crossed up the power cables on all of my printers. I mean, you think that they're just interchangeable. You can use it, but no, that's not that way. You got to use the power cable that came with those printers for that particular printer. That led to me destroying one machine that I had to replace. And then it led to the Form 4 not working correctly. But once I got the plug plugged in, the right plug, Then it started working correctly. I mean, it still can't print sleeves, so it's not going to be able to print my sleeves, but it does work with printing nibs like this. So if I want to print like just regular plastic nibs, it does a good job with that. It just cannot make a 0.1 millimeter wall, which is what I need for the sleeves here. But through any event, it's going to be really good for other things probably if I decide to keep it. We'll see. But anyway, I made this with it, and I do like this. So this may be a reason for me to keep that machine and work with Formlabs resin, because I do love how this looks and came out. So let's take a look at this. This is a composite resin right here. And you can't see the detail on this. I'm gonna have to make an actual video describing the characteristics of all these plastic nibs and the sleeves and the ceramic and all of that. So I'm gonna make videos describing all of this stuff so you can see these things in 4K. But the material here is just super. It's super unique. For one, it's a rigid resin. So it's a composite. So this is a silica infused composite here. We can't. All right. So this is a silica infused composite right here. And it has a milky-ish white color to it. And it has a shiny polished surface as well. It's very unique looking, and I like it. The characteristic that I'm really wanting to use this for is the fact that when I make plastic nibs, they wear down easy, right? When I'm using them to write, I notice that they wear down really easy. This material right here does not wear down easy. So it's a plastic that won't harm your screen, but doesn't, well, it's not really just a plain plastic, it's a composite. So it's a composite that won't damage your screen, but lasts a lot longer than standard plastic nibs do. And it's way stiffer than typical plastic nibs. So it just has a different feel, less give in it. It will bend. I mean, it is bend, but it's not bendy like normal plastic nibs are. And I even something like this felt right here. You don't get that sharp bendiness that you see it right here. You can get that angled. You can't get that because of the stiffness of this particular material. I love it. It looks really cool. It feels really cool, and it doesn't wear as easily, which is the biggest thing for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some more of these, but I have a rigid black resin. It's not a Formlabs resin. It's a Licrete resin, but they're a engineering resin company. So they only make engineering resins, and they make some of the top resins in the resin space. So I have a rigid resin from them that's black, and I'm going to try to see if that would work for a black plastic nib, because this white plastic nib right here works really well, really, really well. So so that was it. So that's what I'm going to be, that's what I've been working on the weekend. That's what I'm going to be filling the site up with. And the Pixel Orange site is what I'm going to sell these. It's not up yet, but I will make some announcements when that site is going to go up. I'm just going to be selling nibs on that site to start off with. I got a lot of ideas for them. Yeah. In a conversation where we're talking about nibs, you got to do that, Mitch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Air horns for Mitch. Big air horns for Mitch. Big black air horns for Mitch. All right. All right. So that's where I'm going with this, you guys. But you know what? When someone talked about Kickstarter for these. What happened to it? The black nib is gone now. I don't even know. It just flicked out of my hand. But I want that material, and when I can afford the injection mold, that's what I'm going with, that black nylon. I definitely think that's a black nylon. I haven't analyzed that material yet, but that black nylon is what I think it is, and that stuff is super durable. But what I have right now with the Tenacious sleeve is super durable as well. Not as durable as that nylon, I'm not gonna lie, but it's durable, and it's gonna work for what we want to do, especially for me when I'm thinking about the safety of using them, right? if something were to happen, can you still salvage your stylus? Yes. In this case, I've tried it, tested it multiple times. It's going out to testers too for them to try it and test out multiple times, but we'll see. We'll see where it works out. Mitch, thank you for that, Mitch. I needed that at the end of the show. You came through. You came through, Mitch. I appreciate it. All right, that's going to be the show for today, you guys. I got lots of snow to shovel. I got to go shovel out me and Amy's cars. It's probably going to be more snow coming down. They shut portions of the city down, so there's nothing to do. But I hope you guys are having good weather. I hope you guys don't have to deal with this snow where you are in the world today. But again, this has been Rants About Tech Live. We do this show Monday through Friday. We talk about tech news, talk about eInk news, talk about random stuff along the way. So if you like this kind of stuff, Erwin says thanks for the stream. I appreciate that, Erwin. Thanks for coming. So if you enjoy that kind of stuff, consider liking the program. Consider subscribing to the channel. And if you like those badges that we got, the chat crew got badges by their name. They're colorful. I like them. You get you one. Hit that join button. All right, you guys. Thanks for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow, hopefully. And we will be back to our regularly scheduled tech news at the top of the show routine. All right, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day. And stay warm, okay? Stay warm. And you got to get shoveling on. Be careful out there. Peace. Take breaks while you're shoveling. You might not feel like you're getting tired or you're thirsty. Drink water. Take breaks. Don't overdo it. Seriously. All right. Peace. My one last thing. And if you want a ceramic nib right now, you head over to rantsabouttech.com. You get your ceramic nibs. We got a few. We got the crystal nib there with the old sleeve. It doesn't have the new sleeve yet. We're getting there. Got t-shirts. We got the Lammy there already with a ceramic nib in there. We got the crystal nib. We got the Supernote ceramic nib here that you can put in almost any EMR stylus. Go check it out. All right, Pete.